These are the EKSA EM100 and EM200 wired gaming mice. I'm going to be comparing the both of these and of course demonstrating them both. Let me take them out of the box. So in the box for each one, of course, you get the instruction manual, the mice themselves right here. Everything you're going to see in this video, it's always going to be EM100 on the left and the EM200 on the right, unless you only see one mouse. And by now you should be able to tell the difference between them because they are a little bit different shaped. So the EM100 is your basic mouse. Both of these mice have braided cords with ferrite cores on them. The EM100 over here has 7 buttons. They are programmable. And it has 6 RGB light colors on it, and it will produce up to 8,000 dpi, which is of course selectable. The EM200, same story there. That one also has 7 programmable buttons. However, it has 13 RGB colors and can produce up to 12,000 dpi. So let me go get a laptop. We'll test out the EM100 first, and then the 200, and of course I'll show you the tunable weight system in the 200 as well. Okay, so here is the EM100. I'm going to show it to you up close here. It has bumps or ridges on the side there. You have basically a forward and back browser button. Your left and right buttons, of course. Scroll wheel, that of course also clicks. DPI button and your RGB button there. Let me go ahead and shut the lights out so you can see the different RGB modes better. So here's the first mode here. Looks great, just constantly changes colors. We'll press that. And now this goes through its next thing. Press again. That's kind of nifty right there. Definitely pretty cool. Sort of like a Knight Rider theme going on there. Love that. And that's pretty nice as well. You can of course turn it off. And the red glow that you're just barely seeing there is when I move the mouse. It's kind of hard to tell right now, but it is on very, very dimly. And when I move it, because, you know, of course these are optical mice, you know, it gets brighter when you move it kind of thing, so it does shine through a little bit. And there is one other mode right here that you can see. Let me just move that there. And that just sort of breathes like that. So I'll put it back here, and let me get focused on the screen. And looking at the screen, of course, you can mouse around all day. That's your click. Your right click, of course, and of course you can select whatever you want there. So it'll work great as a plain old mouse. We can also press the DPI button, and it now moves faster. Press again, and it moves faster still. Again, and it moves faster still. Again, and now it's zooming all over the place. And then even more, yet like that. And then you can get it back down to a more reasonable level like this. So this EM100 mouse will produce 800, 1600, 2400, 3200, 4800, and 8000 dpi. Now let's move on to the EM200 mouse. So here is the EM200 mouse, and of course it has its own RGB modes in that. This one, the buttons work a little bit differently. You have a DPI plus and a DPI minus button here. And when you press them, you can see it changed to red and green and purple and blue and yellow. And that's all the way that way. And then you can go back the other way to select between all of the different DPIs that it has. And then it goes back to the RGB mode there. Again, your same 7 buttons. They are, of course, programmable. Once again, let me shut the lights. I'll show you some of the RGB modes on it, and then we will go on to test it. So here is one mode. I'll go and switch it. You have to hold one of the side buttons on the left and press the DPI button, and that will change between the different RGB modes. And you can see that there's a lot more flashiness going on here. You have this mode where it'll flash when you click. That's really cool. And a red breathing mode. And then it switches to blue and purple. That's really neat there. Kind of a slower. So there's all kinds of different stuff you can do here with the RGB modes. You can just go crazy with that to get it set up to look the best with your particular setup. And the test, once again, you can go from the lowest DPI on up to the next. And again, every time you press the button on the mouse, it'll change colors to let you know what DPI you're actually at. And the manual, of course, explains that. And you can go up to the highest there. On this one, the EM200, you have 1,000, 2,000, 3,200, 4,800, 6,400, and 12,000 DPI. Of course, you can click, right-click, choose whatever you want there. So it's all there for you, whatever you want to do. And that way, you can use this like you would any other mouse. Let me show you a close-up of this, and then I'll show you about the weight system. So here's the mouse up close. Ergonomic design. Your scroll wheel. That clicks, of course. And your buttons. Bottom there with the pickup on it right there. So all around really nice. Now let me open this up. I'll show you the weights, and I'll also put the white cover on. Now for the weights, it's very easy. I've unplugged it just for now, just to make it easier for us. Like that. This is just held on magnetically, so there's nothing you need to do. It just hinges up from the bottom right there. And then you have the weight box over here that you can pull out. So these are weights, and you can remove them out of here if you want. Okay, like I can take 2 of them out, for example. It's just a little hard to grab. There we are. And put it back. Or you can leave it out entirely, and the mouse will be really lightweight. So these weights here will allow you to weigh the mouse down, which is really nice because a heavier mouse tends to track a little bit better. And can definitely make the difference, especially if you're going to be gaming like that. And then we can put that back in. So it had the black cover before like that, or you can switch it out for the white cover like that. And there you go. I'll plug it back in just so you get the RGB lights on there. There we are, just to give you the idea. And it's kind of nice like that in the white all around. So pretty cool as well that you can kind of customize it to your liking. And you can tune the weights on here from 92 to 108 grams. Basically just play around with it. You'll feel the difference immediately. Take out all of the weights, then put 2 of them in, 4 of them in, all 6 of them in, and feel the difference. It takes just a moment to pop the cover off because it's magnetic like that. So real easy to swap around depending on what application you're going to be running. And here you can see the 2 of them side by side. Of course, you can change the lights to anything you want on each one. We'll change that to that. And change that to that, for example. So now you can see how the colors will change, and of course you can suit that to your particular setup. All around, both are great mice. If you want a basic mouse like this, it'll work just great for you all around. Selectable DPI. Buttons are nice and solid for everything. Easy to use, of course. Programmable buttons on there as well, if you wanted to reassign them. And on the EM200 on the right, you have a lot more color choices, the weights on it, and you also get the black cover for it if you like that instead. So both are excellent mice from EKSA. If you'd like to purchase either of these, I'll leave a link in the video description to each one, listed of course separately, to where you can find them available for sale on Amazon. Thanks for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.